Hey, it's me, Stacy B. And Authority Magazine has asked me to share my top 5 self-care practices that each of us can use to improve our mental wellness. So let's get right to it. First of all, check your energy gauge before you start your day. I think so many of us assume that if we've had a few hours of sleep, we're back on full. Mm, that probably isn't true. You wouldn't leave for the day to go driving around without seeing how much gas you had, so it makes no sense to not check in with yourself and ask where your energy level is. I think the reason we don't do this is because we don't want to know the answer, because it prioritizes self care. When you see that, oh, maybe I'm at a quarter of a tank or I'm at a half a tank, and the 30,000 things I have on my to do list are not all going to get done today. But that's okay because this process allows you to put you and what's best for you first. So ask yourself every morning, where is my energy gauge? Second, practice inside out self care. I think a lot of us hear the word self care and we think of external things. I'm going to get a massage, I'm going to pedicure, I'm going to make plans to have dinner with friends because it buoys my spirit. And while all of that is awesome, it completely eliminates the power of asking yourself within, what do I need in this moment? Maybe it's just 5 minutes in a bubble without being disturbed, or some time in nature, or perhaps it's making that doctor's appointment you've been avoiding. But avoiding things is not good self care. So take a minute and ask yourself in the morning, throughout the day, what do I need in this moment? And allow your intuition to communicate to you in a way that you can hear it. Third, please stop forcing gratitude. Gratitude can be a wonderful healing practice. But when it's used as a whitewash to cover up what we would label as negative feelings, disappointment, hurt, frustration, and that is not good self care, my friend. It just is not. Because those feelings are valid too. It's wonderful to recognize the gifts in any situation. It's also important not to diminish and demean your true feelings. Because what happens is they don't go away when you just whitewash them with gratitude. They end up getting buried in your nervous system and surfacing, and in my experience, in very inopportune moments. And they come out as anger or frustration or irritation at people and situations that don't deserve it. So please practice the solution, which is dissonance. Feel all the feelings. Be grateful and also honor and recognize some of the feelings that might be labeled as negative, but are just pieces of yourself looking to be honored. Fourth, practice self care in all aspects of your life, not just the physical. I think, again, we think self care is physical, but it's not. Take time to check in with yourself and ask yourself what you need mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Do you need to pace yourself mentally today? Are you feeling a little fatigued in the brain? Are you connected spiritually, or is there a lot of white noise that's keeping you from hearing your intuition? Check in those other areas to offer yourself a truly well rounded self care practice. And finally, do not conflate consistency and constancy, especially if it's something, a self care practice is something that you're new to. You don't have to do it every day. You don't. You just need to be consistent. Constancy and consistency are not the same thing. If you create some space for yourself a few times a week to explore your self care needs, you will see a difference. I promise you that. And putting the pressure on yourself to do it 7 days a week, yeah, you might be able to do it for the first few weeks, but it's going to trail off. And then you're going to feel bad about the fact that you haven't lived up to your goal, you haven't achieved what you told yourself your commitment was, and then you know what's going to happen? You're just going to stop altogether. So make it a more reasonable, consistent goal instead of trying to do it constantly every day. Those are my 5 best tips on a self-care practice, and I really appreciate Authority Magazine asking for my opinion. If you'd like to connect with me, you can check out my website at stacyb.com or on any of the social medias at Hey, It's Me, Stacy B. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you found some value in what I shared.